The moment you are closest to your breakthrough is the moment everything inside you screams to quit, and most people do. There is a wall. Every single person who has ever tried to build something, tried to become something, hits it. It is not a physical wall. You cannot see it. You cannot touch it. But you know exactly what it feels like. The exhaustion that goes deeper than tired. The doubt that sounds like logic. The silence where the results should be. And I am going to tell you something about that wall today that will change everything about how you face it. But first, I need to tell you about a man who hit that wall so hard he lost everything. His name was Thomas, 33 years old, 5 years into building a logistics company from scratch. He had sacrificed everything for it. His savings, his marriage, his health, 3 years without a vacation. Countless nights sleeping on a cot in the back office because going home felt like admitting he was not working hard enough. And then, in one brutal quarter, everything collapsed. His biggest client pulled out. 2 of his best employees quit on the same day. His bank called about the line of credit. He sat in that empty office at 2 a.m., the same office where he had dreamed so big just years before. And he wrote a number on a piece of paper. The number was 0. His account balance, his runway, what he had left. And underneath it, he wrote 2 words, game over. He folded that paper, put it in his pocket, drove home in silence. But he did not stop. Not because the situation was not desperate. It was. Not because he felt a surge of motivation. He did not. He kept going. Because somewhere beneath all that pain, beneath the exhaustion and the failure and the fear, there was something in him that refused to let that paper be the final word. He restructured, rebuilt, fought for every single client with everything he had left. 3 years later, that company was acquired for $4.2 million. The paper with game over on it. He kept it framed on his wall. Not as a reminder of how close he came to quitting. As proof of what happens when you refuse to. Feel what that story just did to you. Because that feeling, that is not just inspiration. That is recognition. You have been in that office. Maybe not literally, but you know that feeling. You have written your own version of that number. Here is what nobody tells you about the moment you want to quit. It is not a moment of weakness. It is a moment of testing. Every great thing ever built, every business, every body, every life worth living went through a period where it looked like failure from the outside, where the numbers were wrong, where the support disappeared, where the voice in your head said, maybe this just is not meant to be. That voice is not wisdom. That voice is the test. And the universe, or God, or life, or whatever you believe in, is not cruel, but it is honest. It does not hand greatness to people who want it. It hands greatness to people who prove they cannot be separated from it, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how long it takes, no matter how many times they fall down and have to find a reason, any reason, to stand back up. The people who make it are not the ones who never got knocked down. They are the ones who got knocked down and decided every single time that the ground was not their final destination. There is a specific reason why some people find that strength and others do not. It has nothing to do with toughness, nothing to do with willpower. It is something much deeper. And I am going to show you exactly what it is right now. The people who never give up are not stronger than you. They are clearer than you. They know, with absolute certainty, why they are doing what they are doing. Not the surface reason, not the money, or the status, or the applause. The real reason. The one that lives in the chest. The one that does not need an audience. There was a woman named Camille, single mother, studying for her real estate license while working nights as a home health aide. 14-hour days, 2 kids under 10, no support system. She failed the exam twice. After the second failure, she sat in her car outside the testing center and let herself cry. Really cry. The kind of crying that empties you out completely. And then she wiped her face, took a breath, and said out loud to no one, "I am doing this for them." Not for herself, not for the income, not for the career, for her kids, for the look on their faces when they moved into a real home, for the moment her daughter would grow up knowing that her mother did not quit when it got hard. She passed the third exam. Within 2 years, she was in the top 10% of agents in her city. That is the source. Not motivation, not discipline, not hustle. Purpose. When your reason is big enough and real enough and personal enough, it becomes the fuel that burns even when everything else runs out. Find your reason. Protect it. Come back to it every single time the wall appears, because it will appear. And your reason is the only thing powerful enough to get you through it. Put a hand on your chest right now. Literally. Right now. Feel that. That is not just a heartbeat. That is a declaration. That is your body saying, "I am still here. I am still in this." Every single morning you wake up and choose to keep going. You are winning. Not in the way the world measures winning, not with trophies or timelines or applause, but in the only way that actually matters. You are becoming someone who does not quit. And that identity, that unbreakable, immovable, relentless identity is worth more than any single achievement. Because achievements can be taken. Markets crash, companies fold, bodies age, circumstances change. But who you become in the process of refusing to give up, that belongs to you forever. Think about every hard thing you have already survived. Every moment you thought you could not get through, that you got through anyway. Every night that felt permanent, that turned into a morning. Every version of rock bottom that turned out not to be the end, but the beginning of something harder and stronger and more real. You have proof. Your own life is full of it. You have already survived 100% of your worst days, and you are still here. That is not an accident. That is not luck. That is who you are. Thomas told me something years after the acquisition, something he never said in any interview, something he only shared in private. And it is the most important thing in all of this. He said, "The hardest part was never the money or the clients or the pressure. The hardest part was deciding every single day that I was worth fighting for, that my dream was worth fighting for, that the people depending on me were worth fighting for. And once I made that decision, truly made it, quitting stopped being an option. It just disappeared from the list entirely. That is where I need you to get to. Not fired up, not emotional, not running on motivation that will be gone by Thursday. Decided, settled, deep in your bones, unshakable. I will not quit. Not today, not tomorrow, not when it gets harder than this, not when the wall appears again. I will not quit. You did not come this far to stop here. Whatever you are carrying right now, whatever feels too heavy, too slow, too uncertain, it is not the end of your story. It is the middle. And the middle is always the hardest part. But the people who push through the middle, they are the ones who get to write the ending. So write yours. Get up, stay in, keep going. Not because it is easy, because you decided, and you do not quit on your decisions. Say it like you mean it. I will never give up. Now go prove it.